This is the Comedy Cafe. I'm Janice Forsyth, and most weeks in this show we focus, as we would, on comedy performers. So we thought perhaps it was time we turned the spotlight on the hardworking people behind the scenes. So comedian Andrew Learmonth met photographer Jessica McDermott to find out about her project, which does just that.
Well, look about.
My name is Jessica McDermott. I'm a freelance photographer and I used to work in the Stand Comedy Club as a bar person. The project itself, though, is about speaking to people about how they feel about working in that place. That's basically the crux of it. And the title is Oh, You Must Love Working Here, which is based on something I would get asked told an awful talking to and taking portraits of people who work in comedy venues, whether that's a comedy venue all year round, like the Stand, or somewhere that has comedy for a few nights or as part of their regular bill, like some of the other places we've been to, like the SECC or Jongleurs, and also places that have comedy in function rooms, like the State Bar and Bunko. Yeah, no, I've asked them to be as natural as possible and to project this particular emotion. I think for a lot of people that's been quite a difficult thing to ask. People who work in comedy clubs on the whole tend to be quite funny as well, quite witty. I don't think many could get up and do it because it's a whole different skill.
My name's Scott J. Haddon and I work in the bar and occasionally tech. Some nights you just blank out, you don't even absorb what stand-ups are saying, it's just, like blah 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 blah, like Charlie Brown speak. But at the same time, the odd night you can have a brilliant night, just like, there's really good line-up on, just standing on that bar smiling most of the night. In those nights, the ones you kind of tend to remember more than the nights you blank out. It's just, they just fade into the ether.
My name is Jay Barrage and I'm a bar person, manager, all-rounder at the Stand. As a means of making money, it's a really enjoyable place to work. See, I like comedy. Yeah, I've become a bit numb to it, working here for a while, but...
I'm Alex and I'm just a bartender. It's just a nice place to work, it's a bit different every night. Well, not every night, sometimes it's exactly the same.
My name is Brian Reid and my job title is Deputy Venue Manager. The future of stand-up, obviously, it's became a big thing on TV now, so there's a lot more on TV than you would have seen even just a couple of years ago. So everyone's kind of vying, all the newer acts and stuff are kind of vying for that. They're kind of fighting to try and be the next person that makes it big on Michael McIntyre or on Mock the Week or whatever kind of thing. They're kind of scrambling for that, which I don't think really is helping the business. I think focusing on your career and focusing on actually being funny and doing your stand-up routine quite well, I think focusing on that first would be a lot more sensible than how you look and if you think you're going to get in telly or not.
I'm James Alexander. I work for the Ticket Soup here at the SECC and I'm an account manager. When I started working with the Comedy Festival 7-8 years ago, 7-8 comedy festivals ago, Kevin Bridges was one where he had one date in Blackfriars and it sold 120. Now we've had a Kevin Bridges tour here that he wasn't part of the comedy festival, but he sold 9 dates. Hall 4 are big halls, so his mum phoned in here, it was a while ago, he must have been on, I don't even know if it was one of the nights he was practising or what, but when we'll be home for his tea.
I'm Katie McLachlan, bar staff at the State Bar in Glasgow. Some weeks are better than others. Some weeks it can be jumping, and other weeks it's a bit quiet, but yeah, it's always good to get some good regulars that come in. This is probably the only comedy gig I've actually seen. I've not been to the Stand or anything like that. Good. There's never it's never a completely awful night. There's always somebody that is good. So.
Well, my name's Stephen and I'm working at the Bungo as the events manager. Just now we're putting on comedy and music nights. It doesn't really feel like working, it feels like just coming out on a Sunday night and having a great time and being paid for it too. So.
I'm Andrew Greer and I'm a freelance show manager for the last 2.5 years. I've been working at Jongleurs Comedy Club Glasgow. It's a bit of a privilege to be working in comedy without actually having to be a comedian, so I quite enjoy it's really my main motivation. People are distracted or feel like the comedian isn't quite as funny as they are, and in Glasgow everybody's a comedian, so it's quite common that you'll get somebody heckling out and trying to steal some of the limelight, and when that happens it is my job to keep them in place. What I can do is just a lot of eyeballing, so if I'm eyeballing somebody, it's a little bit sterner, and sometimes I maybe have like my teeth on my bottom lip. So that's sort of like I'm disappointed with their behaviour, but I know that they're not trying to be malicious. There's a lot of customers will just be under the influence of alcohol or be commentating on the comedy because they can relate to it, and they just feel like they have to say something because that's their persona. And I appreciate there's lots of different personalities that'll turn up to comedy.
There you go, and Jessica's images will be exhibited at the Bungo Bar on Nithsdale Road in Glasgow during the Glasgow International Comedy Festival in March. However, Jessica has put a couple of images up on her website just for the Comedy Cafe so that you can have a wee sneak preview. That's her website, which is jessicamcdermott.com.